Thank you very much. You may be seated. Now I request Mr. Paul Markowski, Secretary of the Board of Regents and Executive Vice President and CEO of the College, to administer the formal Pledge of Fellowship. At the recommendation of the ACCP Presidential Task Force on Diversity, the Board of Regents has adopted a change in the Fellows Pledge this year. The pledge has been enhanced to reflect a greater focus on diversity and attention to disparities in healthcare. Mr. Markowski.
Will the initiates please rise and join with me in taking this pledge? In accepting the fellowship of the American College of Chest Physicians, I dedicate myself to the mission and vision of the college. I accept the responsibility to be a lifelong learner in the disciplines related to chest medicine and others so that I can maintain professional and ethical standards of excellence and provide optimum care for my patients. I will work in harmony with the college as a teacher and advocate, and I will assist and support the college in global efforts to advance patient care, support research, promote diversity to optimize health, and foster health equity. I join my colleagues in the American College of Chest Physicians with pride and enthusiasm. I now request Dr. Darcy Marcinick, President-Designee of the College, to administer the No Tobacco Pledge to our new fellows.
Please ask the new fellows to join with me in reading the No Tobacco Pledge, which is unique to the College of Chest Physicians. It can be found on page 24. I'm pleased that you now join me in taking this pledge. As a fellow of the American College of Chest Physicians and a leader in the most important struggle faced by healthcare professionals, the prevention and control of our major health problems of lung cancer and cardiovascular and chronic pulmonary disease, I shall make a special personal effort to control tobacco use and to eliminate this hazard from my office, clinic, and hospital. I shall ask all of my patients about their use of tobacco, and I shall assist the tobacco user in eliminating this deadly habit. I shall devote time to educating the public about the hazards of tobacco. I make this pledge to my patients and to society. Please remain standing.
Thank you, Mr. Markowski and Dr. Marcinick. I'd like now to ask everyone in the audience and on the dais to stand with our new initiates. Now standing with us is the group of individuals who represent the ACCP family. With the entire ACCP family who is in attendance at this convocation ceremony now standing, the ACCP, the largest pulmonary critical care and sleep medicine society in the world, has the opportunity to once again make a very important and powerful statement to our patients, our members, the American public, and the world. As we did at last year's convocation, tonight we can continue to officially embrace loudly and clearly the concept of patient-focused care. We can do this by having all healthcare providers in the attendance take our American College of Chest Physicians Patient-Focused Care Pledge that appears on page 24 of your program. Please be seated. I ask Dr. Richard Irwin to please lead the audience in reciting the Patient-Focused Care Pledge. Just have the physicians rise.
Yeah. Could we please have the physicians rise? Actually, I would like everybody in the audience to rise also. This is the exercise part of the convocation ceremony. If we can all read together on page 24, the American College of Chest Physicians Patient-Focused Care Pledge. I will strive to provide patient-focused care wherever and whenever I have the privilege of caring for patients. I will also work to ensure that all healthcare systems in which I provide care are patient-focused. Patient-focused care is compassionate, sensitive to the everyday and special needs of patients and their families, and based upon the best available evidence. It is interdisciplinary, safe, and monitored to ensure the provision of patient-focused care in my professional environments. I shall willingly embrace the concepts of lifelong learning and continuous quality improvement. Please be seated.
I want our new fellows to know that by taking the Pledge of Fellowship in the ACCP, you have committed yourselves to practice the highest quality of medicine. Your obligation as a fellow of the college is a commitment to lifelong learning, teaching, and delivery of optimal health care to your patients. You are now entitled to display the much-honored Certificate of Fellowship, which serves as a reminder of this obligation. The initials FCCP after your name indicate this same responsibility. Please use them with pride. This evening, you have joined an ever-growing and vibrant organization of more than 18,000 colleagues in over 100 countries worldwide in their pursuit of excellence in clinical practice, teaching, and research. On behalf of the officers, regents, and governors of ACCP, I welcome you and invite you to participate fully in all the college has to offer. We have now come to that time in tonight's ceremony where I transfer to Dr. Suhail Raouf stewardship of the college and the symbols of the Office of President of ACCP. But before I do, I want to reflect on the past year's activities and make a few comments. It's been my privilege and high honor to serve as the 73rd president of this outstanding organization. If we could have the slides up. Today, I want to do two things. First is to summarize some of the accomplishments during the past year, and second, to thank a few of those responsible for this year's successes. And I plan to do this in a somewhat lighthearted manner through slides. The theme I proposed last year can be summarized by the Hawaiian word lokahi, which means collaboration and cooperation. People who work together can achieve more. I believe we've achieved substantial lokahi. Now, the first example that comes to mind is the maturation of our 4 Ps concept, where the 4 members of the presidential succession and the CEO, whose name is Paul, starts with a P, have met weekly by phone and almost daily by email, allowing for a much more coordinated distribution of responsibility and strengthening our decision-making. This slide shows the initial 4 Ps on the left, circa 2010, and the evolution over the subsequent 2 years, the five Ps as of a few minutes ago. And then, unfortunately, there is a missing slide here that should include Mike Bauman and the 5 Ps on the right. If we can go back one, the next generation. But despite the high speed of today's technology and the fact that we actually took a picture, the human factor, namely me, was not sufficiently fast to get the picture in there, but we'll get it for next year. Collaboration has also occurred externally through our partnership with AACN, ATS, and SCCM as part of the Critical Care Societies Collaborative, where together we have supported our collective members through a partnership with Health and Human Services, where we have successfully launched a national awards program to recognize excellence in preventing hospital-acquired infections. You can see all the accomplishments on the CCSC website. One of my favorite accomplishments during the past year shows how a single voice can change the ACCP. That voice was Brad Wertheims, a medical student at Harvard. Brad emailed me indicating that he wanted to join the ACCP, and he asked why there's no membership category for students. Well, I didn't know. So I asked the membership committee to investigate this. And as a result of his inquiry, we have now created a new membership category for all students to join ACCP and receive member benefits. There are numerous other examples, only a few of which are shown on this slide. like a new approach to advocacy, which was launched this morning at our first meeting of the CMA, a highly successful restructuring of the Council of Governors, and more active engagement of our international communities. Okay, let's talk about the Chess Foundation. This year, we've launched the One Breath campaign, as we've mentioned earlier, an image-enhancing campaign to increase visibility of the great work of the Chess Foundation. It's also designed to attract a new customer to ACCP, the public. This effort was supervised by 4 icons at the college: Dr. John Alexander, Dr. Robbie Johnson, Dr. Stephanie Levine, and I guess her name's not showing there, Marilyn Lederer on the bottom of that slide. I should also mention that Dr. Alexander, in addition to chairing the Chess Foundation Board and beyond his work as a cardiac surgeon, also helped me with my basic science research projects during this year. The efforts of this group of 4 have resulted in a modernization of the website and a new public-facing program that you will hear more about at this meeting. To help kick off the One Breath campaign, the ACCP partnered with other respiratory groups to form the COPD Alliance for promoting greater awareness, detection, and treatment of COPD. Here we see Dave Eubanks on the upper left, who was instrumental in securing over $2 million in funding for this alliance, and Brian Carlin on the right, who's chairing this national campaign. But others have contributed as well. Here we see Jennifer Staywarts, Manager of Communications, getting some last-minute touch-ups before moderating a video promotion for the alliance. And even Paul Markowski, CEO and EVP, participated, but he struggled a bit with the beautification process. ACCP has entered into the world of social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm not sure exactly how Twitter works, but we have, you can see, over 800 followers. And I thought that was pretty darn good until I did some investigating. Well, Lady Gaga has over 14 million followers. Justin Bieber has quite a few. Lenny Kravitz, and even Amy Winehouse, who has not been Twittering in a while, has a lot more followers than we do. And sadly, even Wallpaper magazine, yes, there's such a magazine, has 500-fold more followers than ACCP. But not all is lost. We did beat out the washing machines at Olin College West Hall dorm laundry room. They tweet the followers whenever the machines are available, so you don't have to schlep your laundry down only to find them in use. So there's hope yet. Our achievements translated into a strong performance this year. We saw a marked increase in net assets, as you can see in the upper left, an increase in corporate sponsorship in the upper right, and this is at a very challenging time economically, an increase in international membership, and even in chess registration. And chess registration this year is pushing the 5,000 person limit, which would make it one of the all-time high registrations for any of our meetings. Finally, our total membership increased past the 18,000 mark. And congratulations to Randy Ho, who is our 18,000th member. He's probably got more Twitter than we do, followers. Our publications have done exceedingly well, too. Chess has an impact factor of over 6.5. It's available on iPhone and iPad. Even President Obama was so impressed. As you can see here, he invited Steve Welsh and Richard Irwin to visit with him. And as you can see from this picture, Steve and Richard were not able to attend, but instead they sent these life-size 3D cardboard mock-ups of themselves so Obama could pose with them, and I'm told he greatly appreciated that. You can see how he's smiling. The Chess Physician, under Paul Selecki's editorship, was ranked the most widely read news publication in the pulmonary medicine market. Congratulations. Last year at this time, I announced that I was going to appoint a presidential task force on diversity and health equity. And that task force, led by Marilyn Foreman, shown in the upper right, and Sola Olapade in the upper left, upper right, and was staffed by Marilyn Lederer. They accomplished more than I had ever imagined, crafting a forward-thinking plan that clearly puts ACCP in front of the pack of subspecialty organizations. Based on the task force's recommendations, we have already adopted a new vision statement, a revised Fellows Pledge, which we use for the first time ever tonight, and have formed a new standing diversity committee to carry forward this vision. This year we completed and submitted the CHEST the ninth edition of the ACCP Antithrombotic Guidelines. Antithrombotics 9 has redefined the future of guideline development. This slide shows some of the participants at the final chapter editors conference in Atlanta. Let me point out Gordon Guyett, the chief editor, and Sandy, Rebecca, and Joe, the 3 staff members who were responsible for pulling this together. Here you can see them a little better. Because of them, you should see the final product on time in February. And how about the CHEST meeting? Kevin Chan, Doreen Adrizo-Harris, and Ron Grossman led a fantastic program committee, which is meeting in the picture down below. And you have to check out the Centers of Excellence, a new idea from Dave Eubanks that showcases the best examples of practices that improve patient outcomes. Ed Dellert's in the background. He oversees all the educational and research activities of the college. We've had a highly successful year internationally with programs across the world. I want to recognize the leadership of Professor Trung Shui Bai and Professor Bai Chung Chai, who have spearheaded our rapidly growing relationship with China, along with Renli Chao, also shown in this picture. Atul Mehta and Islam Ibrahim, who have opened doors in Saudi Arabia and the Gulf nations. Sanjeev Mehta, in the bottom right, who has revitalized our efforts in India. And Israel Priel is helping us launch our first ever joint conference with the Israeli Respiratory Society to be held next March in Tel Aviv. One of my most memorable international experiences last year was the enthusiastic reception ACCP received in Argentina, Buenos Aires. Here we see our regents, Hector de Franchi, and our governors, Pedro Grinblat, Carlos Luna, and Silvia Quadrelli, at a luncheon where the ACCP pledge was administered to Argentine fellows of the college who were unable to attend the CHEST meeting. To the right, we see the winner of this year's Ron Caroni Award, Ileana Palma. This award is for the highest ranking abstract submitted to CHEST. Now, few presidencies are punctuated by an enduring legacy, like Richard Irwin's presidency, which will always be remembered as associated with patient-focused care. However, I'm lucky here because I think mine's going to be remembered too for a singular accomplishment: the recruitment of Mark Rosen as the inaugural director of the Global Education Strategic Development Office. Now, you look at this picture and you might ask, like I did, why is Mark holding his hands like this? What's going on? And I'm sure your first thought was the same as mine, that being from New York City, he must be in one of his regular pickup games at the gym, yelling at Amari Studemeyer, saying, hey, hey, throw me the ball, I'm under the basket, I'm open. Doesn't that look like what it should be? But surprisingly, we would both be wrong. Instead, Mark was in deep, expressive conversation with colleagues at a spring board meeting. I'd like to finish by thanking some of the people who've made my year so meaningful. Paul Stein, who couldn't be here today, is the one who got me involved in the college years ago. And Dick Dart kept me active and engaged. Robbie Johnson, who we honored earlier as Master Fellow, was the last non-pulmonologist president and served as an excellent role model for me. If I only had a sense of humor, I'd feel much more complete. Paul Cavalli has been a guiding force that I appreciate more and more every year. Al Lever, in the bottom middle panel, he's the one on the right, also helped a lot in my leadership development. But it's been particularly exciting for me to work and learn from Paul Markowski this past year. He is one of the very few people I've ever known with great vision and with the ability to implement it. I could not be more excited about the future of the college with the leadership and the staff that we have in place. And this takes me to my next slide. I'm almost done. The ACCP family, staff. They are the backbone of the ACCP. They are squarely behind all of our successes. In particular, I want to acknowledge two people who have been unusually helpful to me this year. And they are Karen Caraher, the senior administrator for the college, and Nancy McCrae, a senior vice president of the college. Thank you, all of you. I want to thank my other family, too, who supported me this year, mostly by supporting each other while I was away or otherwise engaged in the college. I appreciate your letting me do this. It's been the most rewarding year of my life professionally. And let me finish by mentioning my two closest partners. I am fortunate to have been sandwiched between two superstars in chest medicine. We've developed an enduring bond that I will cherish the rest of my life. As for the future, the forecast is outstanding. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Wait, I didn't tell you to be seated. No, you can sit. You can sit. Dr. Raouf, would you please join me at the podium? Suhail, it is with great pleasure that I greet and welcome you as our newly elected president. For many years, I've admired and respected you for your commitment to the college. I appreciate your wisdom, your unflagging energy, your leadership skills. Our college is indeed fortunate to have you as its next president. I hereby transfer this medallion of the office to you. And also this engraved gavel for you to use at your meetings.
Thank you.
And I know that at the end of your term, Suhail, as president, you will be as proud as I am to have led this wonderful organization. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Suhail, congratulations and best wishes. I offer you my full support during your presidential year. We look forward to a wonderful year with you as our president.
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right, yeah.
Good evening. I'll start by thanking Dr. David Gutterman for the dedication and devotion he has demonstrated this past year. His stewardship shall long be remembered for its vision and unwavering focus to fulfill the college mission. This past year saw a myriad of changes in the working of the college. The democratic manner in which Dr. Gutterman spearheaded these changes, separating the essential from the optional, and always projecting the long and short-term consequences, won the praise of all and sundry. Thank you, David, for a wonderful year of splendid achievement. I have requested Dr. K. Guntapalli, your predecessor as president, to present to you the Special Presidential Award as a token of our respect and appreciation for your leadership and commitment during these past 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, with a great deal of humility and cognizant of the tremendous responsibility that supervenes, I am proud to accept the position of President of the American College of Chest Physicians. To use the words of Martin Luther King, occasionally in life, there are moments which cannot be expressed completely by words. Their meaning can only be articulated by the inaudible language of the heart. Tonight is one such moment for me. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve the college. Presidency in a professional organization like ours is the culmination of several years of mentorship, guidance, nurturing, and family support. I would like to acknowledge several colleagues, friends, family members today who have played very special roles in my life. Let me begin with my ACCP family. I would like to acknowledge Dr. Ed Rosenau, Dr. Alan Goldberg, Dr. Alvin Thomas, Dr. Paul Kwale, Dr. Uday Prakash, Dr. Mark Rosen, and many others for their steadfast friendship, guidance over the years. Dr. Ed Rosenau could not be here today. I am deeply indebted to him for his profound and inspiring contributions that helped me shape many of my personal and professional lifetime goals. Dr. Guntupalli's and Dr. Gutterman's mentorship over the last 2 years to prepare me for my presidency was invaluable. Mr. Paul Markowski, EVP and CEO of the college, has been a think tank for the leadership, and we rely upon him for his mature views and opinions on a variety of issues. Next, my New York Methodist Hospital family. Present today are several of our fellows, both former and current, who challenge us daily and who infuse professional satisfaction in our day jobs. The pulmonary attendings in my division are very supportive of my college activities and have taken on the lion's share of my clinical responsibilities. I would be remiss if I did not thank the administrator of our division, Patrice, whose dedicated and loyal services deserve special mention. My chair of medicine, Dr. Harvey Dosick, has taken personal pride in my accomplishments and has allowed me to pursue my academic aspirations. I wish to thank him for his support and for attending today's ceremony. And finally, my home family, who mean so much to me. My parents-in-law, Dr. and Mrs. Ilakaband, flew across the miles from India to attend this ceremony. My brother-in-law, Suhail Ilakaband, also an FCCP, and his family are here from Milwaukee. And my parents are here, Doctors Abdul and Qamar Rauf. They have always put my education as their topmost priority and encouraged me to rise to my fullest potential. I respect and admire them for the values they have instilled in me and the sacrifices they have made for me. Sitting here also are my daughter Sana, a senior at Harvard, and my son Sahir, a freshman at Columbia University, both whose unalloyed love and irrepressible thirst to excel in curricular and co-curricular activities have been a source of inspiration to me, and whose work habits have driven me to go that extra mile in my career. Talk about children shaping their parents' careers. And finally, my wife of 23 years, Sabiha, whose professional accomplishments as chair of radiology at 2 hospitals in New York, whose impact at home as a devoted mother, and whose influence in my life are exceptional and immeasurable. It was Plato who had remarked, "Wise men speak because they have something to say. Less wise people because they have to say something." I do hope I don't fall into the second category. I'm grateful to all of you for having vested your confidence in me. A person's past experiences often influence his outlook and future actions. I request your indulgence as I recount an experience that occurred during my medical school in Delhi, one that would indelibly influence my outlook and thinking. At that time, my father worked for the United Nations and was stationed in Samchi, Bhutan. During my summer break, I had the opportunity of visiting a zonal medical hospital in Bhutan where 2 internists served 50,000 people, performing major surgeries, delivering babies, setting fractures, and treating patients with cardiac events. I vividly recall the day when, as a third-year medical student, the zonal medical officer, an internist, asked me to come and administer anesthesia during a nephrectomy. He explained to me that the choice of anesthesiologist would be his chauffeur or me. The spectacle was bizarre and would have resulted in 2 arrests that day if it had happened here. One of the internists who performed the surgery with Love and Bailey's surgical textbook open, and the other of the cold and clammy medical student, me, who was petrified with fear administering ether until the patient passes out. After 2 hours, the physician successfully removed a staghorn calculus that had resulted in the patient's multiple episodes of sepsis. The patient lived, and I aged 5 years that day. But I did learn 2 valuable lessons. The human potential, if harnessed properly, is limitless. And secondly, as healthcare professionals, your commitment to your patients must be absolute. With these 2 thoughts in mind, I would like to tell you what I would like to accomplish as president of the ACCP. I would like to tailor this discussion to 3 tiers. First, projects started in the past that need further navigation and strengthening. Second, projects designed to fulfill changing membership needs. And third, projects that are designed to counter the looming challenges that the college faces currently or imminently. Let me begin with the newly initiated ongoing projects. The last 2 years have defined a new paradigm in how the ACCP presidents operate. As part of a longitudinal 4-year plan initiated by our 2 prior presidents, Drs. Guntupalli and Gutterman, I will continue to promote diversity in every aspect of the college, facilitate in redefining the operations of the networks and governors, and foster transparency and openness. It will also be my endeavor to strengthen our collaboration with sister organizations. Next, a word about projects that are designed to fulfill changing generational needs of the membership. The 2 main ones I would like to touch upon are, first, retooling and refining educational projects, and fostering a culture that promotes leadership development and mentorship. Let's start with the educational projects first. One of the greatest strengths of the college is its excellence in imparting clinically focused, high-quality chest education globally. We need to ensure that simulation education, train the trainer, and certificate of completion courses clinical practice guidelines, performance improvement modules, and web-based educational content are available to our entire membership, primary care physicians, respiratory therapists, nurse practitioners, and others here and across the globe. Incorporating social media will allow us to disseminate information to diversified generations and groups of healthcare providers. Similarly, utilizing college databases instead of regulatory agency-selected databases, a new learning management system will aim to provide ACCP members information on performance metrics, value-based purchasing, and serve as a means to conduct comparative educational research, recertification, and credentialing. Second, leadership development. Perhaps the most important project that we have launched this year involves mentorship and leadership development. Let me give you a bit of a background on this project. This year, I had the privilege and pleasure to meet and interact colleagues representing the cross-section of college membership. The theme of the conversations was strikingly similar. Medical students sought the assistance of volunteer mentors from the college who could provide answers to their specific questions pertaining to the scope of services, the lifestyle, the pay scale, etc. One senior clinical fellow stated, and I quote, "I am graduating in less than 1 year from my fellowship training. How can the college help me to become the president of the ACCP in 10 years? As my conversations resulted in a clear delineated need for a formal mechanism for leadership development, a very powerful event came to light in the summer of 2011. Permit me to share that with you. An indelible footprint was left in the lives of many in the pulmonary and critical care community by Dr. Dorothy A. White, a highly respected fellow of the college, clinician extraordinaire, the consummate teacher who worked at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York. Unfortunately, she died in September 2010, but she left behind a legacy that will long be remembered. Dr. Robert Lee is a young faculty member who took over Dr. White's patients. His insights about her that he provided at her memorial service are ever so moving. His first sentence, "I never met you nor heard you speak," attracted the attention of all. He talked about the profound impact Dr. White had on his life. She was his mentor in absentia. She became the guiding star in his life as he sought to emulate what she did or would have done in different situations. Dr. Lee's words highlight the power of mentorship. Inspiring mentorship has the power to guide others to advance their careers and to develop to their fullest potential. In the words of John Maxwell, leadership is developed, not discovered. As a college, we should strive to instill in our members the ability to act as leaders of change and to inspire and mentor others. These leadership qualities will transcend the boundaries of the college and remain with our members in their areas of work and influence. And I quote, "As a little silvery circular ripple set in motion by the falling pebble expands from its inch of radius to the entire compass of the pool, this ripple effect will permeate such that good mentees will become good mentors." Accordingly, an ad hoc committee chaired by Dr. Lisa Moores is now established. Its charge is multifarious, but includes setting up a mechanism whereby trainees and young faculty are aligned with senior faculty or mentors, exploring ways to utilize new college e-communities, implementing standard orientation for all new ACCP leaders, designing an introductory and advanced leadership course every year at CHEST, and providing leadership opportunities for our international members and, importantly, our college staff. Promoting leadership development is one of my highest priorities. And finally, a word about the challenges faced by the college currently or imminently. While there are several, there are two issues on which I would like to focus: changing healthcare landscape and poor public awareness of lung diseases. Changing healthcare landscape first. Healthcare reform has introduced a sense of insecurity and fear into the minds of our members, especially those in private practice. Regulatory organizations are mandating physicians and hospitals to utilize outcomes-based performance improvement metrics and accept a pay-for-performance system. Our members expect their professional society, the ACCP, to provide them with balanced and well-thought-through remedial measures so they can react appropriately, adapt proactively, and develop solutions expediently. The college, poignantly aware of this responsibility towards its members, is setting up an infrastructure utilizing the ACCP governors and staff who will work to provide grassroots education to the college on advocacy and regulatory issues. The second issue that confronts us is the poor public awareness and lack of branding of pulmonary diseases. As I'm sure many of you have experienced, on being introduced as a pulmonologist, a layperson will frequently ask, "And what is it that you do?" A cardiologist, an orthopedic surgeon, or a gynecologist is not likely to be asked this question. The word pulmonary does not engage the cogwheels of visual recognition in the lay public. Through the philanthropic arm of the college, the CHEST Foundation and its One Breath campaign, through the Forum of International Respiratory Societies, and through strengthening its affiliations with groups such as the COPD Alliance, the college hopes to accomplish the virtual education of the public through social media and other means, ingraining the importance of lung conditions and garnering support for chest diseases. And now to our new FCCPs. Congratulations. The evening belongs to you, our new fellows of the college. You have achieved a level of excellence in your profession that is being recognized today. We salute you. We salute you for the years of hard work, dedication, and devotion that you have shown, and we are proud to welcome you into the ACCP family. I would be remiss if I did not thank the families of the new fellows, those in the audience as well as those who couldn't attend this convocation, and acknowledge how important the families and friends have been to the success of their loved ones. What advice can I give you today? The medical profession is in a state of flux. As very aptly stated by James Lovell, there are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen. And then there are people who wonder what happened. Resolve to be a part of the group that makes things happen. How can you do that? First, get involved with the college and the One Breath campaign. Visit the ACCP website often. It embodies a wealth of information about the college. I invite you to join the ACCP social media conversations by following us on Facebook and, as pointed out by David, Twitter. Utilize the resources of the college to embellish your leadership skills. Link up with talented professionals who have spent their lives mentoring junior colleagues. Sign up for the mentorship program. Join the networks. Become a part of the newly developed e-communities. Submit an article to our premier journal, Chest. Reach out to your state governors, to the Training and Transitions Committee. Reach out to Dr. Doreen Edrizzo-Harris, Chair Scientific Program Committee for Chest 2012, and express an interest in serving as a co-chair or moderator at annual Chest sessions. Submit interesting cases to the Case Puzzler sessions. Participate actively and join the Chest Foundation's One Breath campaign. I could go on and on and on. This college has so much to offer you. Second, express yourself. Reach out to the ACCP leadership and the presidents with your ideas. We want to hear from you. I would like to talk personally with all of you during or after this convocation. If we are unable to connect during Chest, please write to me or call me. There is also a tremendous resource that you can tap into, and that is our talented ACCP staff who are bright, eager to help, and able to capture the essence of your ideas and direct you to the appropriate college area of your interest. And third, set up a short and long-range goal to accomplish in the next 2 and 10 years, respectively. Pursue these goals with a passion. So commit to getting involved today, tomorrow, at this meeting, or very soon. And to quote one of the pulmonary fellows in training, aim to be the president of the ACCP in the next 10 years. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you so much indeed. I request Dr. Zamboni, Chair of the International Council of Regents and Governors, to step forward to close these proceedings.
On behalf of the Board of Regents, I invite you to join with us in honoring the new fellows at the convocation reception in Coral Ballroom 1 immediately following the ceremony. I request that the new fellows remain seated until the leadership and awardees, led by Dr. Briggs, have left the room. I will then usher you the new fellows from the hall. I also request the audience to please remain seated until both groups have exited. I now declare the convocation ceremony of the American College of Chest Physicians closed.